Hi, today we're going to take some time to examine California's population in the 1800s. We're going to use bivariate data to create a scatter plot. We're going to use different colors for each set of the data points. So your first set of data that you're going to see here is you have the year, and then you have the Native American population in California. And so you are going to graph that information in one color, and then in the other color, you have your year and the census information for California. And so before you jump too far into it, I want you to think about, why do you think this table is incomplete? Why did we only find this data when I was researching on the computer? So you tell me why you think it's incomplete. And then specifically, when we talk about the census information for California, who do you think is being counted in this census? Thinking back to the 1800s and what you know about history, who did they count when they were counting for the census? So after you have those two things answered, you're going to go ahead and start organizing what you're going to have your graphs look like. So first, choose what color you want your Native American population to be, and you'll put that here. So maybe this one's going to be green. And then your census information, maybe you'll want this one red. You want to think about independent and dependent variable. Your independent variable for both of them is going to be the year. So this is your X values for the both sets of points that you're going to plot. Your dependent variable is going to be the Native American population for this one. And then down here, your dependent will be the census information. So independent is the years. Those keep on moving regardless of what happens. Years just keep on happening. The dependent variable, this depends on what year it is, on what you find for the population. So you'll fill it out. And then how can you scale the graph to represent this data correctly? And then I want you to stop and remember that you have to have consistent increments on the scale. They can look different from the X to Y, but whatever you start with, you have to be consistent. So if you were to start, and for example, and start by ones, you would have to do from 1770 to 1771, 72, 73, 74, all the way up to 1910. And so ones for your X values may not be the best solution. And especially for your Y values, because this one is 310,000. Well, then you have one over here that's like almost 1.5 million. And so you don't want to count by ones because then you have like a million graphs or a million on the grid. So think about what would be the best for that. Then, once you've done that, then you're going to be able to graph, your stuff. And so you'll see that I got you started over here. You're going to take your points. If you made the Native American one red, I forget what I said the first time, change the color to red, to click on it, and then, you have to use the fill thing. And then now you have a red dot. So do that, change the colors so that way you know which one goes with what. And then you'll also see that I started you out with a 0 and a 1770 for these text boxes. So if you look at the 1770, I made it the size that you should be able to put it down. Oh my goodness, I still drew the wrong one. I made it the size that you should be able to put it down here, and it would take up like the line on the grid. So you can click and drag. I also assume that you'll have to copy and paste this several different times, change the numbers on them to help set up your graphs. And then you'll answer some questions. So if you need any help, continue or feel free to ask. I will tell you one more thing, is once you have your points on the graph, I would like for you to see if you can find a line of best fit. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but I want you to draw a line of best fit in the same color that you are making your graph. So if you're making it red, make sure you have a red line. Then when you make the one for the other graph, if you're making it blue, make sure to change the line to blue. Okay? If you have any questions, let me know, and good luck. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with on why you think this happened to the population of both the Native Americans and the census population.